Welcome back to the Red Centre Racing Review. I'm your host, Pat Comerford, and thank you very much for joining us once again. Yes, racing returns to the Alice after a 3-week break, and what a successful carnival we had this year. The Holdfast Insurance Brokers Pioneer Sprint being taken out by Neat Feet, trained by Gary Clark and ridden by Kim Gladwin, and the Ladbrokes Alice Springs Cup won in impressive style by leader for Michael Hickmott and rider Zach Spain. 5 races this Sunday for our return to racing meet. Let's get cracking, shall we?
Imparja presents the Alice Springs Turf Club Red Centre Racing Review.
The Alice Springs Turf Club this weekend has a total of 34 acceptors across 5 races. Rail is true, the code is DR. Sunday forecast, sunny with a top of 24 degrees. It's an open 1100 to kick off the day on Sunday at 2:34 p.m, a field of 5 runners taking to the course. Yes, only 5 runners here in the first, 3 of which are trained by Lisa Whittle. I'm sticking though with the Russell Bell trained Wyanka here in race number 1. It finally showed what it was truly capable of last start in the Pioneer Sprint 0-70 prelude on Sprint Day, and returns here after a 3-week freshen up. It's my on-top selection to continue its winning ways from Ice Flow. Live Fast is my 3rd selection, and finally Shining Mane is in for 4th, who I think will be joining Wyanka in the run up front throughout the early stages of the race. 2 on top for me from 1, 3 and 4. Race number 2 is the 0-64 affair over 1100 metres for the afternoon. This, in my opinion, is the toughest form race of the day, with multiple chances contending here. I initially had Love Club on top, coming off a win in 58 grade, but upon another inspection, the 0-62 race on Cup Day that was taken out by Icelandic Star in superb fashion, I think is a stronger race, and I expect it to be seeing less of a jump in class than Love Club. Love Club will lead, Icelandic Star will be running on late. Honestly, I can't really split them, but for numbers' sake, it's the toppy Icelandic Star from Love Club. Nordic Eclipse is in for 3rd, a horse who is yet to fire of late, but on his day, he will be very, very dangerous here. And finally, Morty is in for 4th, who has been very honest over the recent months, and is a must inclusion for those exotic players. 1, 3, 2 and 4, race 2. Race number 3 is our first of the day over 1200 metres, a 0-70 with a field of 6 runners. Now, I'm sticking with winning form again here in race number 3 and backing our Queen of the Desert winner for 2019, Babe in Boots, who once again is coming off a 3-week freshen up and should be raring to go as well. She was so impressive on Cup Day, and I can't find any fault to suggest she couldn't do it all again. She's on top from Brazilian, who's a very consistent horse on his day. Cold Rock on the 7-day backup from Tennant Creek, but didn't really get warm there as well in the run, so it should have plenty in the tank for Sunday. And finally, it's Nick Nack in for 4th, a weight claim, and also is fresh. 2 ticks that suggest it can't be left out of the selections. A nice easy one for you in race 3. It's 4, 3, 2 and 1. Race number 4 is our biggest field of acceptors, 9 in total over 1200 metres in this 0-58. Now, Johnny Ackerton is the one to beat here, but at 0-58 grade with 59.5 kilos, we won't be getting much of a price because he is a proven contender against company like Bar Gem that he can carry that sort of weight and still contest as well. Nevertheless, I'm looking wide here in this field and trying to find one for you punters that may be at a price. And I've come out with Our Witness for the Westover Yard. Now, it looked very handy at the 400 metre mark on Sprint Day, but it began to stargaze in the last furlong to eventually run into 4th after taking off from the 600 metre mark. Now, with a nice ride that conserves more energy for the later stages of the race, it's worth a good look each way over the toppy. Heart of Eden is my 3rd selection. The last run, a bit of a forgive and not a proper representation of this mare's ability. And finally, Blazing Bullet, consistent, and it must be thrown in. 7, 1, 4 and 2 in race 4. The last is over 1400 metres, a class 2, with a field of 8 to wrap up the afternoon. Now, my on-top selection here is also coming off a 7-day backup. I'm not sure if it refused to try at Tennant Creek or woke up on the wrong side of the bed, but the mare Shoal River just wasn't itself last week. It returns here to the Alice, and I'm willing to give it another go, as we know this girl can gallop. 53.5 kilos is another tick as well. It's on top from exacting, out to 1400 metres, which should allow this runner to show its true colours. Exonerate, second after second after second. It's bound to win soon, so you better make sure it's in your multiples. And finally, Toffiato, who showed a glimpse of form recently around the end of Carnival. I'm intrigued to see what he delivers this Sunday. 7, 3, 1 and 4 are my numbers for the last. It's now time for Best Bets. Now for Best Bets, I'm with Babe in Boots here in the third. Its performance in the Queen of the Desert showed us that it is a force to be reckoned with here in Central Australia. She's an absolute star and has to be my best for the day. As for a little bit of value though, our Witness in the 58 each way should be a nice price, and off what it showed to us on Sprint Day, you could go each way with some confidence that it's going to give us a good watch. And that's all we have for you today. Thank you very much for joining us. We hope to see you on course Sunday afternoon or tuning in across the country on the red and blue channels. As always, please gamble responsibly, and we'll catch you again next week for another edition of the Red Centre Racing Review.